Hello and welcome to ACTV News. This is Yusuf Khalif. 10 years after former FBI agent Robert Levinson was captured in Iran, he is still not yet back in the US. The last two US administrations were unable to bring Robert back. His family are hoping that President Trump would be able to negotiate better as a deal-making businessman.
I'm always hopeful that we'll be able to get Bob home. Unfortunately, we've already had two administrations, and it's been 10 years. This is the third administration working on Bob's case. We have asked for a meeting with President Trump. Unfortunately, we have not met with him yet.
Images emerged in 2011 of Levinson holding signs asking for help. He appeared gaunt and bearded with long hair and was wearing an orange jumpsuit similar to those worn by detainees in the US prison at Guantanamo Bay. Moving on to South America, thousands of people marched through Buenos Aires' main avenues on Tuesday as Argentina's most popular unions united against the policies of President Mauricio Macri. The march was organized by the CGT Labor Federation, an umbrella group representing a large number of trade unions.
Estas son las contradicciones de esta sociedad machista, capitalista y amenazadora, que lo único que quieren es coartarnos con el miedo, pero nosotros les vamos a demostrar de que somos seres libres.
Thousands of state employees have been fired since Macri took office last year, promising to reduce spending and consumer prices. Waving national flags and posters with messages criticizing Macri, they blocked off traffic along some of the city's main roads. Union leaders threatened to stage a nationwide strike in March or April if their demands are not met by the government. In news in the Philippines, hundreds of women in the Philippines have marched to the US Embassy in Manila on Wednesday. The women called for the disassembling of what they say is the US imperialist domination over poor nations and women. The female protesters burned a mock US flag depicting a photo of US President Donald Trump to mark International Women's Day.
We also hold accountable the U.S. government, which is the foremost purveyor of neoliberal economics and the most powerful imperialist country in the world, for bringing upon women all over the world oppression and exploitation, fascism, militarism, growing misogyny and racism among the peoples and women of the world.
International Women's Day, originally called International Working Women's Day, is celebrated on March 8th every year and honors the struggle for women's rights. In other news in Australia, Australian Maritime Safety Authority announced the rescue of two sailors on Wednesday, when their yacht was pounded by heavy seas off the Sydney coastline. After departing from New Zealand, the Irish and French nationals encountered trouble in 6-meter waves and gale-force winds, said AMSA. Authorities have been in contact with the sailors since March 4th, after a broken rudder on their 50-foot yacht was reported. The police boat was dispatched to the scene and rescued the crew. The pair were both uninjured and are expected to return to Sydney later Wednesday. On Wednesday, Australian authorities said they detained a gigantic drugs haul where 8 people in Sydney, including a woman, have been arrested.
I'm pleased to advise you that 2 people have been arrested as a result of an operation that's been underway for about the last year. It's resulted in some 300 kilos of ephedrine being seized. That would have resulted in $240 million worth of methamphetamine flowing onto the streets of Sydney and Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, all across the country, and ultimately into the hands of young users. And we know that there are well over 100 Australians each year who die from drug overdoses, and countless numbers of families whose lives are destroyed because of the use of illegal drugs.
Both the Australian Federal Police and the Australian Border Force have inspected a sea container coming from the United States. This container has camouflaged as protein powder in bottles. It revealed 540 kilograms of methamphetamine worth around $320 million Australian dollars. Police stated that the 7 men showed to court on Tuesday, while the woman is scheduled to show on Wednesday. Many pedestrian traffic lights depicting female figures were installed at one of Melbourne's busiest intersections on Tuesday. The move is being funded by the Committee for Melbourne, a non-profit organization, in conjunction with a local electrical works company, and aims to push for gender inequality, local media reported. The committee believes that having only male figures on traffic lights provokes discrimination against women. However, some people don't agree with the new adjustments.
Women wear pants too.
Yeah, a few women would be great.
Looking at the traffic light, you don't go, oh, it's a male or female. It's a light.
Who cares? As long as they flash green or red, I think we all know what's going on then.
On the other hand, Maratin Letts, Committee for Melbourne's chief executive, supports the new adjustments as she strongly believes that there is unconscious bias built into our brain because we're accustomed to seeing a male figure. Letts told Channel 7 in Melbourne that the city should strive to be one of the most equal cities. Thank you for watching AUC TV News. Goodbye and good luck.